committees, we're going to go ahead and begin our regular board meeting. We'll start with our board member roll call. Jeanette Sampson. Here. Jenna Rickenbach. Here. Grace Hickman. Here. Marissa Contreras. Here. And Heidi Wintermead is here. And now can we please rise for the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the Astoria School District, our vision is to strive for a learning environment that partners with the community to fully prepare lifelong learners to thrive in a complex world. Our mission is to engage with students, families, staff, and community members as we provide accessible, relevant, and meaningful educational experiences. And now for our community recognition, we would like to recognize Dr. Sheila Rowley, our now interim superintendent. And on behalf of the board, I just want to thank you so much. Your help was so needed and so special, and you really it really our staff and our students and our community really benefited from your service to us. Thank you. Yeah.
A few things back, if that's okay. First of all, congratulations to the board on board recognition month, and working with you is a joy. And I know that there's an awful lot of places in Oregon and beyond that don't have the kind of board that we have here, and where everyone sits at the table with without personal agendas, the only agenda being the best interest of the students and the staff. And so thank you for that. And if all board members operated like you did, then the world would be a really wonderful place. And this is, I'm kind of just throwing around the room when I see Marissa, who just took care of me every single day. Just could read my mind, and just for gracious support of me every single minute. And Greg, you really been a lucky guy. And Mindy, who just was continually gracious with every time I'd go, do you have a minute? A minute? I should have given you $1 for every question. So thank you. Just your guidance and just being I like people put it down for Mindy. And Dawn's not here, as Delta and all the other office staff, but it was really fun for me to have get to know everybody, but to see Dawn too, who had been kind of my right hand for many years in our previous life. And then to look at all the folks that are here and say these are people who I came within knowing so many of them as acquaintances, and now they're considered as friends, and just having made those connections, and Linda allowing me to be crazy with her at the middle school, which is my favorite place, and Travis, who I love that he was downstairs, because I was probably 3 or 4 days a week I'm climbing down those stairs and just saying, you got a minute, just to have that thought partner. And Kate, I want you to know that if Kate's not at school one day when you drop by, it's because I've come to take her for walks. And I was trying to find a new home for my daughter's little calico critters. We had a couple of major houses and furniture and dozens of this little people. I didn't want to give away, so Kate loves them, and they're her favorite toy that she's playing with. And Eva, I will say, it's one person I can come in and say she wasn't just and it was, to be able to work with Eva once again after working with her at Seaside, and the opportunity he gave me to work with her. That, sometimes if I needed therapy, I'd go over this part. And I'm sorry that Lynn is not feeling well, but Lynn's also someone I knew for a long time, and what a really strong and dedicated leader. And just working with him and Chad, and Heather and Stephanie, and everybody else. And Melissa, fiercely, taking care of people and teaching your students well. And thank you for that. And then the core people that just, I think teachers and administrators, we all get a lot of attention. People don't do it. People hold it together. Mike was making sure that there's no kid that's going on any day. And then really, it's warm here. There's lights on. The roof is on. And if there's any kind of emergency going, and I still have your phone number. For the guy that makes us all feel safe. And then to be with kids, forgive them in the classroom, as opposed to being with 60 of them behind your back going down the freeway. And Rhonda's just dedication to making sure all kids are safely transported on time in the snow. Slides on the roadway, you make it happen. And so I just feel like I'm just so incredibly grateful for having been here and for trusting me and with your people. So because I know what it's like to feel like you're just, and it's hard to give it away for a while. So I understand what a big leap that was for you. So thank you. And I just, I finally retired too. And I know when I started in '86, so I think I'm not quite in 40 years. And every time that I went, we moved to Seattle when I was in a middle school with 1,100 kids. I think you're crazy. And but then I taught at Seaside, and then became a principal. Wasn't really the plan, but decided that was a good place, and maybe I wasn't quite done. And I was principal, and I retired. That was my next retirement, and I went back to be superintendent for a few years, and I thought I was done. And then, but I never really felt done. It's always like it seems like there's something else I'm supposed to do. And then I went to Cotstein, principal for a while there, and I thought, okay, well now I'm definitely done. But then to have the opportunity, I remember when Dan Goldman said to me, he goes, so I'm wondering if you might be able to fill in for a principal for a superintendent for a month or two. And I said, who is it? And he wouldn't tell me. And I said, why did I leave? He wouldn't tell me that either. I said, I'll only feel it for Craig. So that must have been the missing piece. I feel like I've come full circle. I'm really at peace with walking away, and I never was. And so now,
What did that?
We've been together for 50 years and about a week.
Yes.
We're still hanging in there. And I still am getting my coffee every day. That's ready for when I get up. But I'm not getting up quite as early. And I'm picking some people's brains about my travel ideas, and then I'm gonna go to Bristol and have a small up family. So just again, I leave with a really calm heart. I've done my best, and I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
As long as it's I'm happy with that.
Want to take a photo?
I'm gonna put this on my Facebook and say, cheers to each
Are you
other.
ready? 1, 2, 3, and do those with you. Okay. Lovely.
All right, now here's.
I'll send you the- You should have joined our picture.
Thank you again, Sheila.
Night, Sheila.
Good night.
All right, up next we
Sleep in.
have our AHS student representative, Isabella.
All right, so at the high school right now, as far as winter sports, our girls basketball team will play at home this Friday versus Philomath. Both girls and boys basketball will have their first league games on Tuesday the 14th against Tillamook. The boys will be playing at 5:30 and the girls will be at 7. Our dance team will also be dancing at halftime with our youth clinic participants, and that will be going on this weekend. Our swimming team will host a duel this Thursday with Warrenton and Seaside. As far as our winter week before break, it was successful and it went as we hoped. Olive Thompson has become the only 4-year champion of our annual 3-tiered coloring contest. She's won every single year. That's pretty good. She's very creative. This previous Saturday, January 4th, our robotics team received their challenge for this year's competition. And it's going to be an underwater simulation project. From now until March, they'll be working on that. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Our semester finals will take place on the 28th to the 29th, along with the annual pancake feed. And we would love for the board members to come help if anyone is able, and that would be greatly appreciated.
Do it every year.
What day was that again?
That is, so we have finals the 28th and the 29th, so both mornings.
Okay.
We also had our application for Astoria High School Scholarship Inc. open up, so seniors have started that process. Before winter break, we had a panel or multiple panels of recent graduates come back to school and speak on their experiences starting college. Both seniors and freshman trans students were invited to listen and ask questions. We talked about their different schools that they're attending, what their schedules are like, things to do, their dorms, the food, classes, etc. I was able to listen in, and it was helpful to get honest opinions and tips on what to expect going into college. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay.
Would you think you're part of the leadership club, right?
Yes.
Would you remind everyone we really love our training?
Oh, yes, Ms. Chapman. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She was
please,
on
please
that.
pass it along.
Okay, I will
It's
tell her.
Wonderful.
Okay.
It's going up in my office.
Item 4 is our consent agenda, and this is an action item.
I'll move to approve the consent.
I'll second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. Item 5 is reports, and we'll start with our administrator report.
I had a holiday concert and I think we make it expired because it's possible. There's just no space. I have to find a new venue. And I think we need to have it at night just because we have so many staff members coming from different buildings and parents and all that. It's always a wrestle because we're thinking we want our kids to experience it and be there. But there's just no space. There's no space at all. So that happened. We have benchmark testing like everyone next week. So that I'm very curious to see. We put in a lot of hard work for reading, and I'm very curious to see what those scores are. We've been progress monitoring mostly our title students, but I'm very, very curious to see what those numbers look like. Because the kids and the students have been, the students and the teachers have been. So that's what we're doing. We have a literacy night on the 23rd.
Hey, I do want to say that I was at a dental appointment and there was a grandpa there with a little kiddo wearing the Christmas onesie. And said, I just came back from a concert and they sang the cutest song. It goes something like, hee, hee, hee.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah,
And I had to sing it together, but it was quite, I wanted to let you know that. So that was a kid song.
Yeah, I have Greg on my iPhone and the he
Yeah. He's like, I don't know how it said, but it said, hee, 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 hee.
At Lewis and Clark over winter break, Billy, Eddie, and Mike were working on setting logs. If you've been in our playground, we've had some logs back there, the kids climb on and all of that, and they just kind of deteriorated over time. And so 9 Yard Logging donated logs to us, which we're really, really grateful for. And they're set in place. We're getting some bark chips next, and kids are just hankering to get out there. Got caution tape on them right now. That's a tough way to come back and break for them. But it's really cool. So you need to go back there and check it out. It's very good.
Oh, very scary.
And then we welcome 2 new staff people on Monday. That was their first day. Christina Dillon, who's our new speech and language pathologist, and took Megan Rose's spot. And Eleanor Ingram, who is our new 5th grade teacher, who took over for Nancy Parker, who's retired. So that's been neat to have some fresh faces in our building. Benchmark assessments are coming up next week, and the kids are doing well. They just did our PBIS rotations, teaching, expectations at various places in our school. And so we just finished that up yesterday, and so we're ready to roll.
So much the same. We are getting ready for our star reading and math. There's a challenge for the kids for growth. So if they make so many points of growth versus just like hitting that grade level benchmark, because we want everyone making that growth, but it's a staggered. Because if I have a kid reading at 12th grade level, it's kind of right. So, but that we're trying to do to increase the focus and desire to complete your STAR assessment. That's next week. We started wrestling, we started girls basketball. Our wrestling team has continued to grow. So last check, we had 24 games. This week has been exciting and interesting. There have been some challenges. Billy, I want to say thank you. Our water heater went out and somehow we got it fixed like that. So that was great. Our elevator got stuck. We were able to get the people out. Yeah, it's been a really exciting week. We've got a new kid every single day. So that's it. We have another one coming tomorrow. That's kind of exciting. And then we have 3 new staff members or returning staff members. I have a part-time PE teacher. He said yes if I can dispense, so he's good to go. Yes, he was freshly in. Yeah, it's kind of like that fridge benefit that's close. Heather Moss joined us in the office, and that has been a lifesaver. I have to say thank you all so much. It has made such a huge difference in being able to get just the basic things done on time and keep it, at that not frantic feeling. So that's been awesome. And then over winter break, we found Salvador Chavez, who is our new night custodian. And I am so pleased. He has just fit right in and is amazing. So we're ready to go, excited, fully staffed. Looking forward to semester 2.
So is it pretty normal to have that many new students on the day right after Christmas?
It feels like around this time we get some new students. It's just been interesting because it's like one a day, We do have, I believe, one starting tomorrow and another student coming, I think, on Monday. Is it Monday? Because somebody's their siblings. So, and I know I'm yeah. But the other thing that's really cool is what was our family engagement people we lost kids had a problem, and the work that they've been doing, that student re-enrolled and has attended ever since then.
Wow.
So that was super cool too.
That's huge. Especially every person. Yeah.
So at the high school, I'd like to explain briefly a pre-apprenticeship program that we are exploring. We have submitted our application for this pre-apprenticeship program, which deals with providing students the opportunity to acquire certificates in mental health services. So presently, Astoria High School offers Psychology 101 and Psychology 201, articulated with Clatsop Community College. with a partnership with a entity called United We Heal. Our students would be able to take Psychology 215 at Clatsop Community College, as well as a 1 hour a week pre-apprenticeship online format or symposium kind of instructional model. And that would put them on the path to receive their qualified mental health associate certificate or a certified alcohol and drug counseling certificate, in that process of eventually receiving additional training in their bachelor's programs, etc. So and that would be free of charge to the student as well as free of charge to the district, as United We Heal would be paying for the Psychology 215 course, and the 201 and 101 courses are already articulated with instructors hired within our district staff. So we're excited about this opportunity, and we're optimistic that our application will be granted, as they sought us out and found our programs to be a good candidate. And so we're hopeful to get that final approval soon and be able to forecast in the spring for this pre-apprenticeship program.
So a couple of months ago at a board meeting, I talked about the new scheduled IAP meetings and kind of how that's going. And I mentioned a few people, but I really want to just focus in on and acknowledge the key role that they play in this whole kind of logistical scheme that we're trying to implement. We're learning about every day. And that's the built-in subs that we have. Jessica Jacobson was the first person. She was suggested by several people, and when I reached out to her, she was willing to do it. I explained it to her, and she works at both schools, so she works 2 days a week. Emily Madsen works at Astoria and AMS on Tuesdays. Typically, I mean, they all kind of do other things too. Don Jackson works at Lewis and Clark in the high school on Wednesdays, and then Byron Cloud is our built-in sub. And, you know, we didn't have students in the elementary schools on Monday. So we started at Astoria yesterday, just jumping into the deep end with these meetings. And the people who are helping support this are so flexible, and the schedule can change multiple times a day. They have to think on their feet. They're well respected by staff. They're good with kids. If there's nothing for them to do, they go to the office and they find something to keep themselves busy, or they plug themselves into a special education classroom. And today, Principal Hagan and I had to adjust the schedule kind of last minute, and totally flexible, totally willing to do it, understood, made it work. And so I just want to, you know, really sing their praises. They are really the glue that holds this thing together, I feel. And we couldn't do it without them. So
I'll also state it, and having meeting with Travis tomorrow, we're in the process of evaluating this process with special ed. We'll be putting some surveys out to staff as well as parents who have participated in it to get their feedback. And that was all part of the plan. So we'll hopefully have that by the end of the month.
So our participation is about the same as it was last month. All of our schools, with the exception of the high school, are still above 50% for lunch. I posted all the requests for proposals for next year's produce and dairy and bread and everything. Me and Mindy will be grading those on the 6th of January. February. Yeah. February 2025. We used all our farm to school funds grant. So I'm in the process of applying for the competitive farm to school grants. We can get more money to buy, like, you know, Oregon and local stuff.
And transportation really doesn't have much. We do have a new driver that is a sub driver, and he's out learning trucks right now. So that's about all for us.
You're pretty busy this last month.
And one of the cost saving measures that we did
starting in school years, we try to take on, some internal HVAC things, and one of them was filter changes in the summer. It was a challenge to try to figure it out because we've never really done it ourselves. We always contracted it out. Well, this was our second iteration of it. We do it every 6 months, and we're gonna go around and change all the filters in all the buildings in the 2 weeks of winter break. We did the playground, obviously, at Lewis Park. We're still working on it. We did the playground here. John did, our ground guy and Trevor helped. We did the playground here. We got the 100 feet tank fixed at Astoria now, so that is not super late, and all of our boiler systems will be working there. We're still tracking on the boiler coming in for the high school. Last I looked, I think it was late February, early March. Oh, it's here now?
Yep.
Oh, that wasn't what I told you. Boiler will be back, which is good. Because that one that we do have is working overtime. When you drive to the back of the high school, you can hear it listening pretty loud. It's working pretty hard. So it's good. Other than that, we'll check on weather next week potentially.
I know, I saw that.
And P&L Johnson's awesome. I just want everybody to know, P&L Johnson jumped through their butts to hook us up with that water heater. Applied around overnight to us, and it was fixed in less than 48 hours, which was a pretty big deal.
Thank you. 5B is student board representative selection discussion. Do we have any more, anything else we want to talk about, or just wait till Craig comes back with?
Yep.
Okay. Item C is our finance report.
The financial part of the audit was submitted to Oregon Department of Ed on January 2nd, like required. And we're working on wrapping up the full audit document. Hoping to have it to you by February to have that done. Because we're now starting to work on 25, 26 items. And by Friday, to submit our estimate of revenue and membership for next year. And that's the first piece of the beginning of the budget process. Then with the audit on with the budget. Yes. Otherwise, this year, government expenses are good. Thank you for approving the supplemental budget. The grant I talked about in the board packet this month was our early learning and care grant that we use for our preschool program. It funds 1 full-time teacher and 2 part-time instructional assistants, which one of those then also is our bus driver for the students. And a little bit of administrative support along with their needed supplies, any equipment, and substitute costs. We do appreciate that grant. The amount hasn't changed over the last few years, but we're still very appreciative. Any questions?
Thank you. Next is our enrollment report.
Yes, we have a difference between last month and this month, or December to November, 3 students, so it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed much through the year, but we're looking at trends from previous years and like going down. One of the things also, Mindy and I worked on this week was we have to turn an enrollment number or a number into the state as to how they're, what number they're going to fund us. We try to do a best guesstimate on that, and then after everything is done, they reconcile it based on how many kids you actually have. And if you look at that slide up on the screen now, and you look at mainly K through 5, a little bit lower on K through 3. Those numbers at the end were 9, 10, 11, and 7, 8, 9. They're going to go down because this smaller group is coming through. So I can tell you, like, I think we're budgeted at 1730 or 1732 this year or something, but the estimate that we're giving to the state is below 1,700. Because we're gonna be losing that many kids. So what that also means is, we're not going to receive funding for like 26 kids if we go under 1,700, and we need to project that accurately, otherwise we're gonna get money back as accurately as we can. So, we will deal with that during budget time, reduction of at least, more than 26 kids. So we're still working on the particulars of that, but we'll have more information for you when the budget time ends. So,
Item 6 is patron comments, questions, and I don't believe we have any more of them. Okay. Item 7 is information. And item 8, we have several second reading policies. Is there any discussion on any of those?
Billy had any comments, like one of them has to do with, exemptions from competitive bidding and special procurements. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say.
Actually, the only time we needed that was during the bond, but it actually would affect Mike Kelly.
Oh, okay.
He looked at it and if there wasn't anything.
Wait.
You're
like, oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And actually, like with Mike, he is under the federal, the food services, a federal program. So I believe these are helping kind of make the state and the federal a little more in alignment.
Sorry. Yeah, ready to go.
Any other discussion on any of them? Okay, so it's an action item.
I'll move to approve the unfinished business items A through G.
I'll second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. Item 9 is new business, and we have our 2025-2026 Northwest Regional ESD Local Service Plan, and it's also an action item.
I'll move to approve the 2025-2026 Northwest Regional ESC Local Service Plan. Do I have to read that thing? That was in the thing. Okay. I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that carries. Item 10, comments for the good of the order.
Just a few things. It's good to be back. I told Sheila, because she told me when she first started, like, working to get back in shape, right? I was used to 3 naps a day. So we're trying to get back in the swing of things, but, I appreciate having Sheila here tonight. And I thank the board and administrators and staff for their support while I was gone. It was nice to get away. On the board, but I appreciate everybody's support. Been working just the last couple of days with the administrator on some safety things that come to the forefront, based on some things that are happening in the district, and I'll get some information to the board. I'd say it's been good to get, I intentionally went out Monday and Tuesday to schools to see staff and to see kids, and it's interesting. I sort of befriended a little 5th grader last year that played on my basketball team years ago. He's the first kid I saw back when I came back in. He was saved by Linda for good reasons. So, but I catch up with him, so that's good to see. That's it.
I just want to say welcome back, Craig, and very much appreciate Sheila's help for the last 6 months. Thank you all. This is for appreciation. appreciate everything you do to the heart of the school district.
Yes, to reiterate, it's good to have Craig back. Miss Sheila, but I'm happy that she's finally retired and feels complete enough to step away and get ready for doing the dragon boat stuff again. So I told her that when I grow up, I want to be like her and do the dragon boats because I've always loved watching them. But so yeah, I'm glad you took time for you and your family and took care of yourself. And I'm just thankful Sheila was here and able to step in, just like no hiccups, no nothing, just picked up that baton and went running with it. Thank you so much for our flowers and to the leadership club and Miss Chapman for these great. I'm excited. I know where I'm gonna put my office, so I'm excited for that. And Tuesday was great. I got to be there with Grace and Maritza at City Council, and got to hear this city, this time, I was there a couple of years ago by myself, and they just read it, but this time each of the counselors read a portion of the proclamation. So whereas, and then the next one agreed. It was kind of fun to see them do it that way. And we should do that for some of ours. So I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, oh, I'm gonna steal that idea. So, but yeah, I was telling Marissa, I was taking pictures because I'm like, this is my last board appreciation. I feel like I'm graduating seniors. And I'm taking all these pictures and so I was already planning on doing the pancake feed. I got my piggy, flipper ready to go for my pancakes, and my daughter's like, what are you doing here? Every time I go, and I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna make a picture of me with her. And she always avoids me, even though I'm just like, really? I'm not doing anything. Well, I say I'm not doing anything embarrassing to embarrass her, but dancing with the teachers when the music is blasting might be part of the issue. So just saying, it's a good fun time. So looking forward to that. So thank you to everyone, and I'm glad everyone was back. And Mr. Jackson, I hope you feel better. And I have to say, when you first started speaking in the speaker that's right at my face, I kind of backed up. It was just instinct, so I'm sorry you're sick, but hope you feel better. So that's it.
Thank you.
I like the deep, it's like a radio voice though. I was like, wow, it's kind of like going in Barry White direction there.
Yeah, I appreciated getting to know Sheila and for her coming aboard with us. I felt a little bit bad there. We're like, oh, it's so smooth sailing at the beginning of the year, and then things started. But she took it all in stride. She put up with us, and we had a lot of fun with her.
With us, you mean with you?
Oh yeah, she put up with me. Myself. But really glad that to have Craig back, and yeah, I'm envisioning that you're a little stir crazy. So. But I also appreciate that whole time, even with dealing with your things, you were available and always there, to support the district. If there's a question or something needed, you weren't really gone. So, that was reassuring. And thank you for the cake tonight, and thanks to my fellow board members. I echo what Sheila shared. I feel like we do have a good board who has the best interest of the students in the district at forethought, and willing to think through issues. I appreciate everybody's perspective on things. I feel like just added views and perspectives helps me look at things in a wide array of angles. And I just really appreciate that, and willingness to hear other opinions and come together. And I think we work well together, so I appreciate you. So yeah, and thank you for all of our gifts, and I'm glad we only had to take one picture. I will reiterate what everybody else has already said. I want to just, say thank you to Sheila as well. I really, it was great to be able to have her on our team and, to share time with her, and really respect her leadership. So that was good. Welcome back, Craig. I'm happy to see you here. And I hope that you continue to take care of yourself.
We're not.
Yeah. Balance is good. It's gonna be the word of the month, balance. And being everyone's expression. Yeah. And yeah, that's all I got.
Same, as everybody said, super excited to have you back, Greg. And Sheila was amazing. She's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed her. And thank you to all board members. I'm sad that you're not gonna go again tonight. That makes me really sad. Because I really like all of you and I can't see myself without them. You take one, you know.
Especially those conversations at home, they're like, don't you.
No, it's a lot of fun and I enjoy you ladies and thank you for everything that you do. And, you know, yeah.
And I'm just gonna say ditto to like everything. Thank you, Kate, for bringing the extra artwork. It's cute. It's very cute. Very cute. I love seeing it in the boardroom. And, yeah, welcome back, Craig. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you, board, and happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great week. All right. So future meetings, you want to, so our future meetings are to be determined. I'm gonna let Craig talk about that for a minute.
So I should have brought up in the study session, we talked about, our legislators and the reports, but Mindy and I are at a conference meetings on the night of the board meeting on the 12th of, February. And so the conversation I had with Heidi was, and I just talked to her today, was, I'd like to stay to be able to have a conversation with the legislators, but if I do, it won't be able to get back and have the board meeting. So we can do one of two things. One is just have a meeting on the 12th and allow me to be online like Mr. Jackson tonight from Salem, or to push the meeting to the 19th. But if it's the 12th, either way, but push the meeting to the 19th. I know there's some conflict within the board on the 19th, so I really don't want to do that. So if you don't mind, I can be online like Linux tonight. I just, the opportunity to, story to be in Salem and have the opportunity with legislators is, I don't think it's pass it up, but I'm already there.
Is the week before work?
I need to look at that.
I know one time before we had an early meeting the week prior, but that was many years ago and I don't remember why.
It's Wednesday the 5th.
Not work well for me. We'll be there.
You know.
I can do the 19th or the 12th with you online.
Yeah, I think online is okay. There's a couple things that I want to go over with the board that I'll be ready for in February, but I think it can be done online because it's going to be PowerPoint.
Will you be done with your meeting
Yes,
with the legislators by evening?
By the evening, I will. I just can't get back.
I'm okay with the virtual.
Yeah.
I just work every other.
Yeah, I'm fine with the virtual.
Okay. So our future meeting will be on, what is that, February 12th,
Same.
5:45 for study session and 7 for our board meeting. And with that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second. And we are adjourned.
Fun box?
You're done.